At the end of the day, DDG and men like him are jealous and hateful towards the mother of their children. And it's always women that are viewed as the ones that are bitter. And it's not to say that they don't exist, but he's been jealous of her success. He has songs written about it. And mind you, in the same video that you're saying you haven't seen your supposed son for months, you say, oh, I saw him 3 years ago. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, pull up, I pull up, I pull up.
Coucou, what's up? It's your girl Kadija, aka the Amazing Nomad, and I'm back again. It's been a while. We haven't done a girl, okay? So we need to sit down and chat about some things that are going on, and this video is focusing on DDG and Halle Bailey. The positive side of this whole kerfuffle, this situation, this mess, is the fact that Halle has sole custody of her son, and the fact that she thankfully did not marry this boy. I know homegirl said she wanted us to stay out of her business, and I think most of us have stayed out of her business. The last video I made about the Bailey sisters was when Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva were being very misogynistic towards the things that they were saying about Halle, etc. And also Chloe. And in today's video, like I said, we're focusing on DDG, aka the bitter baby daddy, okay? And his hate for Halle. It's not hate in the sense of like she's the worst person in the world, like I have evil intentions for her. There's some of that in there, but it's not really that. It's the fact that he's been jealous of her from what we've known of him from the beginning. And all of us were like, girl, what you doing? Don't align yourself with this boy. He's bringing you down. Because a lot of these men, when they see women that are doing well, they want to have some kind of power control over them. I.e., if memory serves me right, when, in me saying this, I truly, really hope that Cardi B will never go back to that boy again. But Offset said recently, okay, it was a few months ago, but whatever, recently, you my baby mama, I won. A lot of these men trap women. And when I say that, it's not just about famous women, right? Society always has this ideal that women are, looking to get married, because society tells you that when you are born female, the ideal for you is to get married and have kids, okay? That is the pinnacle of womanhood. Okay, this is the ideal that we've been pushed. So when you are someone that is pushing to, be established financially or otherwise, you striving to better yourself is not always looked at in a good light, right? And it wasn't until I would say maybe the past generation where we're at now, things are slightly changing, but we can look back in the past generations where if a woman went to college, it was to go find a husband, and that's it. That was your goal. It's just find a man, okay? Find yourself a man, secure yourself, and you're good. And I think there's a lot of people that still have these ideals to this day. And that's part of where a lot of the misogyny comes from, when there are women who are, hey, I'm going to have my child, regardless of whatever the circumstances are. I'm going to have my child. I'm not going to get married. I'm still going to do what I have to do and continue to be better, okay? And for that, again, like I'm going to say this again, I'm so proud and I'm so thankful that she did not get married and tie herself financially to this boy. Yes, she is tied to him for life because they have a son and they have a child together, but I'm glad at least their finances, it's not connected in any way, shape, or form. But what DDJ is, or DDG, whatever, okay, bitter baby daddy, what he is trying to do, as with Offset and many of these men that want to claim power over these women, it's one, I'm gonna get you pregnant. So let's say they were using protection and homeboy to pop that condom or took it off, okay, which is a form of rape, and was like, shit, okay, I know she doesn't believe in abortion because she's really religious, so let me trap her, let me get her pregnant, she's gonna be tied with me, right? So let's say this is what happened, or maybe this didn't happen. I'm assuming that's what happened, right? Let's say that happened. She decided to have her kid, she tried to put on a hush, she wanted us to know about it, and girl, you should have never, in my opinion, I wish they had never shown the kid, because I do feel like he uses this kid to get money, and her as well, because no one talks about you when it's not in relation to her or your child. Nobody talks about you because we don't care. Maybe you were doing good before. I never knew anything about him. I never heard of him at all. Okay. Maybe the younger generation might know you. Okay. I didn't know who he was. All I knew was Halle, and I was proud of her. Okay. Anyways, so you are not really known. We don't talk about you unless you're in relation with her. So you trap her. Let's just say, maybe that didn't happen, but let's say you trapped her. She got pregnant. She didn't want to, she didn't want the world to know about her pregnancy. She wanted us to put our, 2 P's or 2 cents in it. We did. You told us to be quiet, and we're just kind of like, okay, girl, well, do you? Okay, we're going to be quiet and watch the mess unfold. You were warned, girl, don't align yourself with this man. But for me, I'm not here to shame anyone. Okay, like there is no shame in it. It is what it is. You have a beautiful child out of this situation, and thank goodness, according to little research that I did, because she is from the state of California and also in the state of Georgia, where I think that's where he's from. And both states, the mother gets sole custody, I think, or sole guardianship of the child if you're not married. Thank goodness, okay? But what this whole situation is giving is, again, the aspect of control. Because you can't have access to her anymore, since you guys are no longer together, you want to have access to her emotionally, control her with your son, etc. For the fact that he took his child to Kai Cenat's home, whose home was recently raided. I don't know if the raid happened when the baby was there, but whose home was raided, and apparently there's some peculiarities with him and people that he brings onto the show. We don't know if there's any, pedo-ish going on. I don't know. That's the rumors I've heard, right? But you took her son there without her permission. Yes, that's your son, but she has ultimate power. She gets to control and dictate what happens when it comes to her child. It is your son, yes, but she is the sole guardian. So you took her child there without her permission, and she had to come out and was like, da 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 da. But then, mind you, girl, you said you didn't want us to say anything, so why'd you put it out there? But I get it, right? So now it's like you want to sully her name, and that's what it's giving. You want to control this narrative and say, oh my gosh, she's keeping me away from my son with that stupid whack ass song that you created. She's keeping me away from my son. Is that the fact? Because when we look at what's happened, right? Because your story has changed a couple times. First, you made it seem that, okay, you went there to go take care of your child who is sick, and she's also sick. You just wanted to be there. She allowed you to come to the home, and you're like, okay, I'm not going to take the kid out. I'm just going to stay downstairs. And then after some time, homegirl was like, it's time for you to go. You're not about to just squat in my home whenever you think you can and just come as you please. Again, you guys communicate with somebody in the middle that's from your family. She allowed you to come to her home and stay, and she said it was time to go. You don't like the fact that she can say, hey, it's time for you to go, peace out, okay? You don't like the fact that she can dictate to you, as with most men. You want to weaponize your child now and have people come against her, because unfortunately, the misogyny, the Misogynoire, especially for Black women, by Black women who are, I call them pick-me's, who are for the patriarchy, who have not decentered men, and these bitter men who want some submissive woman so they can control and dictate to. You're trying to take your community to weaponize what you're saying against her. That's what it's looking like. And for that, I'm not okay with that. I think that's really messed up. And if you care about your child, you want to sully the mother of your child's name by saying she's keeping your son away from you. If that is so, that's the fact, take her to court. But as you said, you don't want to take her to court because she's gonna get angry or whatever he said, something along those lines. But you trying to sully her name and get your goons to go against her and go spam her comments and all of these things, that's not going to anger her. Like, are you crazy? Are you dumb? So I just feel bad for for Halle in this situation. I'm so glad, like I said, you, at the end of the day, you are the sole guardian for this child. That is beneficial for you. So if you do want to sue her, DDJ, so you all can schedule when you can have your son, etc., go ahead and do that. You have the money, right? You have the funds. Go do it. Take her to court if you want to do that. But I think right now you probably have it really good where you can probably come and see your son most likely whenever you kind of want to. But there's times where she's gonna be like, hey, you need to go. Like, I'll see you later. Yeah, no. you're young, but you're not stupid. You know exactly what you're doing. As with a lot of these men that will use their fame to sully the name of women that are close to them. For example, like I said with Offset, right? Talking about you're my baby mama, I won. So you saying that, you're saying you won because you get to have a hold of her in some kind of way. You can control her emotion by way of her children in some kind of way. Again, I hope that Cardi is going to continue on her path of being aware and no longer take your shit and just keep it pushing. I really hope that's the case. But the fact that a lot of men actually think like this is the problem. But nevertheless, I hope that Halle is going to continue to do well for herself. She's going to take care of her son. And if I were her, honestly, because homeboy wants to use their son to make money, because that's what it's looking like. Why is your son always on camera? Why is he always there? Okay, like, because when she shares her son, it's just like on Snapchat or whatever, you know, just little stuff. It's not like he's on streaming with me for hours or however long it is. I don't know, right? I hope that she will have it written down, or you guys can create some kind of plan where your child is no longer going to be used in any way, shape, or form online. It's not going to happen anymore. You can see your son for sure. You can plan the visitation. We can do all of this. You can have access to him, but it's not going to be when you decide. It's going to be when y'all decide. When, well, it's not really y'all, when she decides, because she has all the power right now. She does. Okay, so she can decide, and it would be in your best interest to be in better behavior, right? So you can see your son more regularly. I'm not saying that she is weaponizing her child against him, or she should. But if you are trying to provoke your audience to attack her and try to create songs dissing her, like, come on. And then in your song, you're talking about she's keeping your son away, or she's keeping, in your song, you're talking about she's keeping you away from your son, but then you're selling your song with all these other stuff that have no relation to your child. Like, what? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I do not believe that Halle is trying to keep you away from your son or your child, y'all's child. It's the fact that you want to have access to her when you want to have access to her. You want things done when it's convenient for you, and not really for the sake of your child. Because if your child is sick, I understand you want to come and comfort him, etc. But then she's also sick. You need to go home. You don't get to control anything over here. And what men will always do, unfortunately, is use these kids to benefit them, right? It's like, oh, that's my child. He has my name. Men, for the most part, just like the idea of having a child, i.e. the Nick Cannons, etc., right? You want somebody to carry your last name, okay? To carry your legacy. But are you worth having that legacy? And honestly, women, we need to just come to the realization that patrilineality isn't beneficial for you. You are the one that's the mother of this child. You brought this child into this world. You created this person. You're the one that's having to be up, not going to sleep, feeding this child. You are doing all of the work. And for the dads that do their part, I mean, you could never really do your part, because when the child is an infant, what really can you do except be there and try to, comfort the mom and make it easier for her? But at the end of the day, this is your child. Should have your name, okay? Because you don't have the luxury, apart from you being a wealthy person, but I'm saying you don't have the luxury of just saying like, hey, I'm bored, I don't want to take care of the kid right now, I'll see the kid in 3 months. You don't have that luxury, okay? So miss me with the BS DDG, aka Bitter Baby Daddy, and the likes of you that exist, okay? Miss me with the BS, and stop trying to tarnish this woman's name, okay? But anyways, those are my thoughts with regards to this situation that's happening. If there's anything I missed, if there's anything that you guys want to hear from me, please let me know. Let me know your thoughts below, because I'd really like to interact with you guys. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And your girl will be back soon for a new video. Peace out, bisous, and hugs.
Pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, I pull up, I pull up.